Okay, A Boogie.
A Boogie dropped.
A Boogie dropped.
It's something on there?
Yeah.
It's great.
He makes great music, man. He really does.
It's great. It slaps on there.
It is. It's in line with what he does. Like, he's very consistent. Like, you know what you're gonna get. He gives you that. I know it sounds very generic what I'm saying, but
this is his best album to me, probably.
Really?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
He's got
it's number 2 for me.
Because for me, it's catered to what I like from A Boogie, which is melodies. I like when Travis and Future add Don Oliver to that. I like when the guys that can do the melody and write some cool shit do that. And he did this a lot on this entire project. This record is called I Need It. Just to give you an example of what I mean, shout out to A Boogie, High Bridge, Don Q, all y'all. And my man that bought me that drink at the bar last week. Shout out to you too. Hit me next time.
I got this album right after Hoodie Season as best projects, but it's shit all the way through the project.
Here's another record. This is called Regular. No, nobody paid me to play all these songs, but he got slaps on here. Shout out to A Boogie. And brave of you to drop when SZA drop. I like that. Hey. Yo, come on, yo. I'm bringing this right back. We cocking this back. We cocking this back.
I'm telling you.
I've been telling them that, yo. I can fuck on a chick without liking her, yo. But this is my problem with A Boogie and this album. And this is my problem in general with getting records before you're supposed to get them, right? Because sometimes these artists go in the studio and they make an album, and that song that you love that you wasn't supposed to hear or have is not on the album.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, got you.
I felt that way about Rowdy Rebel album. My favorite record wasn't on the album. Some of the shit he
A
played
Boogie.
for us. He gave it.
High Bridge, Don Q, somebody. This is me. Look at me. There's no excuse for there to be 20 records on your project, 21 records on your project, and this not be one of them. It is inexcusable. And I'd like to have a conversation about it. Wait a minute! Yo, dog.
That's tough.
Especially...
Send me that.
I got you.
So would he have to get clearances and stuff?
Hell yeah.
Yes and no. Yes, if you're sampling somebody's shit, you have to get clearances. No, because if you believe in a record, there's people that can make a beat sound like that beat where you don't have to clear it.
Gotcha.
So you have options.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you could just do a little something different.
That's what Chris Brown was just talking about.
My focus though is on A&Rs. And I don't think enough focus today goes into A&Rs because some artists, a lot of artists became their own A&Rs.
I was about to say, are there still A&Rs?
Yes.
There is, but they're not as actively involved.
I'm talking about as what A&Rs used to be.
There are some.
I'm going to say yes.
There are some. There are some.
I'm saying yes because every label still has huge A&R departments. Mm-hmm. And there are still those fights inside the building between A&Rs. So even if you're not involved in the studio aspect of it, like in the studio with the artists coming up with these joints or delivering beats and guest verses, and if you're not doing that, you're still tasked with, on the label side, finding an act that's going to generate income for this label. Mm-hmm. So I think the fan version of A&Ring is dead in terms of them helping you make a song. But at the label, who signed Post Malone? All right. Who signed
Doja Cat.
Nelly.
Yeah.
Anybody. Yeah.
Who signed fucking, what's my girl? Ariana Grande. Who's the new hot people? Who signed NBA Youngboy versus who signed the kid that didn't work, right? So that is still a thing.
But real quick, what happens though, and I know quite a few A&Rs who signed some of these bigger acts, once they get 2 acts under them, they promote it to another position now. They're not A&R anymore. Or two of
the right acts.
I'm just saying, I can name quite a few.
Roddy Ricch sat right here and said what happened when he signed and how much money he earned. the label immediately. So, I
Right.
mean, certain acts. I won't repeat it, but I heard what somebody else brings in for another label. It's a name that you would never guess, but they done brought in over $200 million for this record label.
From the A&R position.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I said sign this kid. There was no reason to sign him. Well, the Cardi B story. Everybody has this story. There was no reason to sign this person. Nobody believed it. Nobody saw faith. Somebody had to put this together, and now it's bringing in $1 billion. So that A&R and shit is still true. Also, I don't know if artists today are letting A&Rs play a role in your final track listing. I don't know. But if you were letting somebody play a part, I don't see how something like this gets left off. Especially if, I don't want to say you're struggling for a single, but maybe you don't have a record that is getting you that single type of traction. Next time I see one of them, I'm going to ask them to explain to me and what happened with them not buying this record I am. Because that's happened to me too many times, where I have a record for years, waiting on you, and then it just don't go. The money don't get behind it. There's no video. Nobody knows this song exists. I had that Tone Stiff and Chris Brown record. He got a bunch of those. So the Brian McKnight flip of Anytime. I had that record for years. Then he snuck it out on an EP. Nobody even knew about it. That shit was the hardest Chris Brown feature of the year, damn near. So I mean, it's interesting, man. I say all that to say it's interesting. It gets tricky. And I'm saying this because A Boogie should be a priority wherever he is.
I'm sure he is.
So whatever it costs, y'all should have went and just paid it.
Yeah.
Whatever it costs to get this record, you should have just paid it, slapped a girl singer feature on the middle, and we off to the races because this is a really good project from him.
No, it is.
Do Joe Budden.